Chemical synthesis, an introduction. Chemical synthesis, an introduction. Chemical synthesis refers to the process of creating new chemical compounds by combining various chemical elements or already existing compounds. Chemical synthesis is utilized in various fields, such as drug development, materials science, and polymer chemistry, to name a few. Chemical synthesis has been a long-standing practice in chemistry since ancient times. The first examples of chemical synthesis can be traced back to ancient Chinese alchemists who strived to turn lead into gold. While they might not have succeeded in their quest, their attempts led to the discovery of new chemical compounds and reactions that have been utilized in chemistry to this day. The modern era of chemical synthesis. The modern era of chemical synthesis is marked by technological advancements that have enabled researchers to create and study a vast array of new chemical compounds. The primary aim of chemical synthesis in the modern era is to create new and useful compounds that can be applied to various fields, including medicine, agriculture, and industrial manufacturing. Chemical synthesis can be divided into two categories: small molecule synthesis and polymer synthesis. Small molecule synthesis refers to the creation of organic or inorganic compounds that are typically under 1,000 Daltons in size. Organic compounds are molecules composed of carbon and other elements, such as hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Inorganic compounds, on the other hand, are made of elements that are not primarily carbon-based, such as metals, minerals, and salts. Polymer synthesis, on the other hand, involves the creation of large molecules known as polymers. Polymers are formed by the joining of smaller molecules, known as monomers, through a process called polymerization. Polymers are essential to the production of various industrial materials, including plastics, rubber, and composite materials. The process of chemical synthesis. Chemical synthesis involves a series of steps that culminate in the creation of a new chemical compound. The process typically begins with the selection of the target compound or molecule that the researcher intends to create. This is followed by the development of a synthesis plan that outlines the steps necessary to create the desired compound. Once the plan is developed, the researcher will begin the actual synthesis process. The actual synthesis process involves a series of chemical reactions that transform the starting materials into the desired compound. The reactions are typically controlled and monitored to ensure that they proceed as intended. The reaction conditions, such as temperature, pressure, and concentration, are carefully controlled to achieve optimal results. The final step of the synthesis process involves the purification of the compound. This is done to remove any impurities or byproducts that may have been generated during the synthesis process. The purified compound is then characterized using various analytical techniques, such as spectroscopy and chromatography, to ensure that it is the desired compound. Applications of chemical synthesis. Chemical synthesis has numerous applications in various fields, including medicine, materials science, and industrial manufacturing. In the field of medicine, chemical synthesis is used to create new drugs and compounds that can be used to treat various diseases and conditions. Drug discovery is a vast field that relies heavily on chemical synthesis to create new compounds that can be screened for their therapeutic efficacy. In materials science, chemical synthesis is used to create new materials, such as nanomaterials and composite materials. Nanomaterials are materials that have structures that range in size from 1 to 100 nanometers. This small size imparts unique physical and chemical properties that can be utilized in various applications, such as electronics, energy, and healthcare. Polymer synthesis has numerous applications in industrial manufacturing. Polymers are used to produce various products, such as plastics, adhesives, coatings, and composite materials. The properties of the polymers can be tailored to meet specific needs, such as strength, durability, and flexibility. In addition to its widespread application in various fields, chemical synthesis also has advantages over other methods of compound creation. For example, the ability to create new compounds through chemical synthesis allows for the modification and optimization of existing compounds, leading to the creation of new and improved versions. This is particularly important in drug development, where slight modifications to existing compounds can improve their efficacy and reduce their toxic side effects. Moreover, chemical synthesis also allows for the creation of compounds that may not exist in nature, opening up new avenues of research and discovery. For example, the synthesis of new materials with unique properties has led to the development of technologies such as microelectronics, nanotechnology, and biotechnology. Despite its potential and usefulness, chemical synthesis also poses several challenges. One of the biggest challenges is the development of environmentally friendly synthesis processes that produce minimal waste and reduce the use of toxic reagents. Many researchers are exploring alternative methods of synthesis, such as biocatalysis and green chemistry, to address these challenges. Biocatalysis uses enzymes to catalyze chemical reactions, which can be more environmentally friendly and produce less waste than traditional chemical synthesis. Green chemistry focuses on developing synthesis processes that are more efficient, safer, and produce less waste. As the field of chemical synthesis continues to advance, there is also a growing interest in creating chemical compounds that are sustainable and environmentally friendly. Researchers are beginning to focus on developing synthesis processes that utilize renewable feedstocks and produce minimal waste. Green chemistry principles are being incorporated into the design of new synthesis processes to reduce the use of toxic reagents and solvents. Another area of interest is the development of new catalysts that can improve the efficiency and selectivity of chemical reactions. Catalysts are substances that facilitate chemical reactions without being consumed in the process. They can enable reactions that would otherwise be too slow or thermodynamically unfavorable to occur. Recent advances in synthetic biology and genetic engineering have also opened up new avenues for chemical synthesis. Researchers are exploring the use of biological systems, such as microorganisms and enzymes, to synthesize complex chemical compounds. These biocatalytic systems can be highly selective and efficient, making them attractive alternatives to traditional chemical synthesis methods. In summary, chemical synthesis is a powerful tool that has revolutionized the field of chemistry and enabled the creation of countless new chemical compounds and materials. Its applications are vast and diverse, and ongoing advances in technology and methodology promise to expand its reach even further. As researchers continue to explore and innovate in the field of chemical synthesis, they will undoubtedly unlock new compounds and materials that will benefit society for years to come. Moreover, chemical synthesis has played a vital role in addressing various environmental and societal challenges. For example, The development of sustainable and renewable energy technologies, such as fuel cells and solar cells, has relied heavily on the synthesis of new materials with optimized properties. Additionally, the synthesis of new catalysts and enzymes has enabled the efficient conversion of biomass and other renewable feedstocks into useful chemicals and fuels.